it's not very easy to do.
Phelps is just going to lead this charge out onto the A site. It was a 3-man stack from LG on long, where Fur is able to drop Yell. Showtime looks to split towards this site, but Fur takes him down. Cold finding one and the next. So PKL is all that's left in a 1 versus 4. Looked like LG's setup towards long could have really thrown a wrench in the works, but instead it's SK to throw Luminosity to the ground.
So the value of holding on to long, even if you don't pay any attention to people coming up the ramp, is that if you have a player in door that's rotating in, you have this crossfire from the long plat to door on players that are coming up what I call the fishbowl as they jump up the ramp or either run up the side close to the connector door, and it's a pretty good crossfire. So sometimes you don't even have to play anyone down there. However, for SK, they just ended up blasting players who were crossing into the site, or blasting players who were trying to stop them from crossing into the site. Yell was able to get that first bullet off, but right after that, that long presence got destroyed. And I believe they did send someone late to make sure that they had to divide their tension up between 2 choke points, which is also critical here. Some basic drop control about to be taken as the mollies come down to make sure no one is below them. And Fur obviously loves just looking for as many kills as possible with this Tech 9, or sorry, Mac 10.
He loves being the money maker with these SMGs. You're absolutely right. Of course, Taco's the only man with a rifle currently, so he's just going to stay to the back lines. He's actually trying to come in from platform, but Phelps, he gets a deeg onto the head of, or Cello rather, drops Phelps with that headshot off the deeg. There's a lot of damage exchange, so it's an easy cleanup for Fallen, and an easy man advantage achieved for SK. Now, things slow down. Nekis sits underneath the windowsill, hoping that someone just comes jumping upwards, but instead he decides to go up, gets that much closer, and then goes straight in. Nice hop, but it's coldzera with a headshot, and Taco looks to take the next. He does, leaving it all on Yell. So there was a moment there where LG looked like they could have maybe caught another 1 or 2 players, and instead SK just punched their way out of that sticky situation.
Yeah, no problem. Taking your time and using a lot of safe options to get map control. So as long as you're not running around throwing nades super late into a round and trying to pick up the slack when you lose an opening frag and you're constantly in this losing battle, it's perfectly okay to throw grenades. So, and the best example of that is top drop. Unless someone boosts and you have someone watching the boost, then you can have someone throw a Molotov down, throw one in the back, and if those guys are boosting, they're going to get burned up as well. And then once you have that safe bit of area, you know that you have a B-split going on. You just need to get a little bit farther, and you get that by having one person escort the other one down, and you just go step by step until you can finally allow yourself as an E-box guy to meet your long B guy to make sure you can trade.
Relatively easy start so far from SK. Of course, they have massive advantages in these 2 rounds. coldzera starts to burn Yell, and then the Mac 10s just come charging in. So SMGs are the name of the game, and they're making some serious cash right now. coldzera could get toppled, but instead he connects the headshot, and that's SK to the 3-0 start.
The way they play these rounds out, it just makes it seem like there's absolutely no reason to not do that every single time. And for me, I don't even know exactly what the best response would be, besides to just stack B and hope that if you don't give away enough of your positions that they do just run right into you. But we have yet to see an opponent really test them in that regard. And they always have the looming threat of not going there at all. Which they do know how to mix it up like any other good team.
Just try to keep up this very rapid pace as they drop right away. Nekis able to take 2 quick kills, Fallen responding with 1, but Showtime holds off on the boulder. And now it's down to the man advantage for LG. Fire, smoke to follow suit and go block off that door. Fallen wins an incredible duel and takes this back to the 2v2. Swapping guns with Fur. Nice on-the-fly play here, allowing for the man with a full HP to try and assert himself.
Fallen is such a beast. He got 3 kills and he was the first person down drop.
Bomb has been planted.
2 with the Mac 10, and when no noise is made, eventually you'll assume there's a big flank, so it's really just on the merit of the angles that this position becomes good, not the fact that you can catch someone off guard and see Fallen trying to take this fight. He does want it to be a headshot battle, so he will want to peek.
Oh, Yell catches Fur, but
ace.
Fallen's able to respond, and despite his low health, he needs to find this kill. Yell trying to close the distance, jumping on high, has no kiss, and he has no head. Fallen, as you said, the first in-off drop and the last man out of the bomb site. An excellent round from him.
Crowd goes wild. Wow. Yeah, here, you know, you have to be creative on an angle that only gives you so much to work with, just peeking in and out, and Yell got a little bit choky here. Only needs to do like 1 or 2 damage, but too nice with it. And again, yeah, the most aggressive one, the most expendable one, the one that only had a MAC-10 ends up killing the whole team. Fantastic stuff. A 6th kill leading into this round.
Yeah, starts off already with another 2. Taco's going to deny any back-to-back ace, but this is certainly going to be back-to-back rounds. SK already taking it down to just showtime, and the show's over. 5-0, very quickly found.
I wonder if you're just happy to get aced by Fallen, you know?
Yeah.
You know, at least you get to make a clip in Pro League. At least you're part of history now.
That's very true. That is very true, Launders.
So many MAC-10 kills, so much money made, and so much in the bank. Luminosities with their backs against the wall at 0-5 after a series of very, very quick rounds. Nothing has taken very long. Yell is in his comfort zone with his op. They've got forward aggressive positioning at long A. No one's here to actually contest them quite yet. It's clear they're trying to make a lot of noise. Seems like there's a concerted effort to just make as much presence as possible here for whatever reason.
Just puffing their chests. SK.
He's just flexing.
Oh, but Yell
Whoa.
flexes back. Shuts down Fallen. Phelps able to respond with a kill onto Cello. So long A has been lost, but at least Yell's able to retreat towards the safety of the site. Fur looks to creep on in. Doesn't see the guy up high, and instead he dies. 4v3 for LG. They've actually made an opportunity here.
Wide open right now. Yell, 2 kills, 2 very, very important kills. They're really looking like they have a dog in this fight, despite having had just lost a 1v2 to a very low player last round. Taco is without nades. We'll have to either shoot or, oh no.
It's crucial.
Yeah, Yell goes down. A default player is spotted. His options are limited now.
He goes for the flashbang, tries to cross out. Phelps very ambitiously trying to plant, and it works out. Cold able to cover the bomb site and the planter himself, doubling down to the head of Nekaz and leaving it on PKL. He does able to find 1, but that's it. A 4K for coldzera and a 6th round for SK.
Wow, the 3v5 and coldzera gets 4 kills just like that, all up on the A site, in a position where Phelps had to plant. There were 7 seconds remaining. He could have faked it if he wanted to, but that animation would have put him down to just 4 probably. And yeah, did exactly what he had to do. Just prayed that his teammates had his back, and they were correct about it. Showtime did his best there with that smoke to cause some misdirection, but didn't even have a really good angle to throw that smoke any deeper to really have control of the entire bomb plant zone. Tough spot to be in. Really tough spot for SK though, and they bailed themselves out.
CT's going again for that long A aggression, as seen in the last round. But this time they immediately fall back and attempt to stack the B site, where SK look to entry. Fur already on the drop. coldzera still up top, and everybody just cooling their jets. As Taco finds an opening kill, Fur will double down. So another round here where SK are just making very quick work of these pistols. Oh. Takes one to the face, sits on 3 HP. Showtime tries his best, but his best is not enough. We'll see if PKL can find any further damage. The answer is no. He does damage, but he doesn't take the kill.
Yeah, this is a time where you hit tab and you look at how many kills were had, the amount of money left over, how much the other team has, and you realize that there's no way SK don't have enough for 2, maybe 3 more buys at the end of it. And you got to remember, even after losing rounds, they aren't spending all that much. They can choose how many nades they buy. They're on T side, so they're spending less overall. And the half becomes a lot more daunting.
We're going to find that off rebot in the hands of Yell. And he's positioned towards Matrix right now, hoping that someone comes creeping in that door. Meanwhile, SK are just content to pump the brakes and slow things down with some utility being thrown towards the B site. Phelps moving forward. Yell gives up his back, and this could cost him as the shots sporadically rain by. Showtime finds an opening frag. PKL wants Coldzera, who is going to give chase. Gets himself into the forward spot, tries to find this, but instead he needs to retreat, really playing with his life here.
Somehow 1 HP is able to get away.
Wild.
Imagine if he gets a kill this round.
Bogdan's Law.
In full effect.
PKL doing a good job of controlling platform. Nekis drops the head of Phelps. Here we have it, what looks like a round for Luminosity, and not just a round, but a convincing one at that. Not a single response from SK just yet. Cold with the AWP could find something. That something will never be enough.
Oh man, all the way in the back. The third person the third target there.
7-1.
Oh man, that was smug. I like that. Oh, love that game. What's the game? Soccer?
Yeah, I think that's what they call it.
Soccer. Tough sledding for Luminosity. 6-round differential. Aggressive play to kick off this one. PKL crouching underneath the long B platform. Will he come around to meet Fallen? It's unclear. It doesn't look like Fallen's getting any more aggressive as well. Going to be aware of the fact there could be chicken. Oh, and PKL off the back of a flash. It both hits him and Fallen, so he was very fortunate to have just seen the back of his body sticking out. This angle for me is so hit or miss. Oh my god.
This is a way to counter the creep.
Oh my god.
The totem pole.
That is just so meta. You know what I mean? Like, frick.
I've never seen that.
I mean, you can at least be happy as Luminosity to know that SK are trying this hard.
Yeah, that's very true.
Right?
I mean, James was discussing this yesterday, how SK are one of these teams that don't take online games lightly. They use it as an opportunity to try new things. They always come in prepared, and that's evidence of it. But Luminosity will not be happy with the fact that they've lost their man advantage down to the 2v3. Again, boosting coming into play as the man goes to the top of the tree, and it pans out yet again. So now it's all on Cello. And he's looking to play SK with a long flank. He gets the headshot first and foremost, down to the 1v2. He's going to get himself close to plat. Frag grenade chipping away at his health, but it's not going to prevent him. He goes in more, able to catch Taco. But there's utility on Fur. He's got himself the kit, and he tries to creep, but Fur takes it, and SK will hard reset Luminosity. Look at this.
Dude, just perfect peek too. Wow, no chance. No chance. Just saw the shoulder. I had to rethink his whole life. My gosh. Nice attempt from Cello in that 1v3, obviously. I mean, those are headshots. Players who are very low, but those were headshots, so the aim was on point. Luminosity, because of this, are going to put together whatever they can. A couple of players with a good buy. No kits, however. It's easy in the hands of PKL. And off to counterbalance that and Yells.
Can't help but feel like Luminosity are unable to control this drop-down play. So consistent has been the utility from SK, just burning it out and forcing the players back. Cello tries to get aggressive versus Fallen, but he takes a shot through the chest, and Phelps is going to creep through Matrix. Does see the retreat of the AWP as Fur doubles down for another 2 quick kills. Luminosity on wobbly legs as Yell and PKL is all that remains. Sure enough, Phelps does die, but it's still SK with a massive advantage.
It's unbelievable how easy these rounds are being made to look from SK. This is a team that's used to destroying people, but is getting completely played right now. The bomb's down in an interesting spot. There is no CT to aggress or try to get control of it, and Cold put in a position where he could get peeked here. Yeah, Yell was very careful about that with his gun barrel sticking it out, had no opportunity.
PKL would love to keep that op moving forward. He's able to catch Coldzera in the closet.
Nice shot from PKL. Coldzera's got the best shoulder peeks in the game. Best.
It's a bold statement.
Best.
I like your conviction. So, Luminosity get reset because they lose immediately after that initial win. This next round, they're going to have that AWP moving forward, but obviously not back on full economy just yet. So if you have a single op, assuming that they buy nothing around it, where do you put it, Mars?
I would 100% wait until I see what spawn I have. There's a really good long A spawn, and he gets the worst of. So the options here are to go for a more passive boost. This is obviously fall in on the readjustment. To go for a more passive boost, and it depends how much money they want to spend on utility. So you can smoke the door in lower A, and it's not uncommon to do, but you have like this big wide area where people cross around that we're actually looking at right now behind this tree and rock and cart that you can go for an opening on. And beyond that, obviously we're here looking at an LG pause as they've got a best 6-round half to look forward to. But likely, what's the prediction? I think this is looking like at 13-2 maybe, based on what we've seen. Utter dominance from SK.
Yeah, I mean, that's a similar scoreline as to what they put up versus Liquid, and I would give the edge to Liquid over LG. So lesser opponent, lesser scoreline, it's all possible. But I do like the fact that we find Luminosity taking a pause here and now. It's not too late to still put up a few rounds onto the scoreboard. And seeing as they're only going to have that one op in this one, it's a bit of a twofer. They get to discuss a couple of rounds off of the back of this. So we see Yell invest into the Zeus, a la Rike, and Nekaz with the double flashbang.
Looks like the ops headed towards B. And yeah, because he doesn't have any early Ooh, is that gonna peek? Or is it just playing off sound?
This is the Rike.
Yeah, it is. Uh-oh. Oh, no!
Too many targets to handle. Although Fur is able to handle 2 of his own, smokes off the door and just continues forward where Showtime drops him. But sure enough, Phelps able to trade frag, SK doing it so damn well. Coldzera knows there's a man in the corner. He does not shy from the fight, flexes on him, cleans up the closet, and leaves PKL all alone. So he tries to take the op towards B. And now he fights in a 1v3. With the CZ, he takes the headshot. And up close is Taco. Crazier things has happened, and he has full health. But the idea of a save is tantalizing at this point. Gets dinked up through the doorway. And as he scatters rounds downrange, he should know better. Move it forward to the next. Minimize your losses.
Taco creeping up his left. Is he gonna knife him? He's going to do it. Sweet, sweet knife.
Plugs him up.
Good night, sweet prince.
This was a missed opportunity.
Who's this guy with party favors?
Oh, the one-man party. Shut down in a blink of the eye. but at least Luminosity bounced back with another buy. They've got a chance here, Launders. They don't have an op, seeing as it was removed. Fallen's going to post up with the cannon, and the entirety of SK post up towards this B site. It is occupied by 3, one of which is Flash. BKL going wide, able to assist Showtime, but it's Showtime to find at least 2 kills. Phelps finding 3. Still has 10 HP. 2 enemies to deal with. Fallen shuts down Cello in his attempted entry in, leaving only Yell left over.
You know, that's a situation where Phelps can't do it by himself. He's got to have his teammates there to die, to make space, to do damage, and he does clean up all those 3 kills. But you can see that like an entry is nothing without his team to do those different tasks. And he makes the best of it for sure. It's really scary for SK because they've got so many good players that can all do that at any one moment. So it's like, which guy do you even kill? Yell gets 1 kill. He knows it. Yeah, he knows it falls out. They can come through the smoke. Oh, and he decides to go in. Yeah, and actually saves him the gun here. So that's pretty good. We're gonna see excuse me, Phelps cleaning up all the trades. Doing a great job of supporting his teammates as well. They could have lost a lot more lives in that situation.
Yep, very true.
Luminosity very well set up for a long B hit. Back rectangle, statue, and long B plat.
I mean, they had the initial kills. It was just Phelps had all those trades. At the end of the game, end of the day, that's all you need. Fallen up close already with the op. Oh, gets ripped.
Gets played by Cello.
Taco's going to respond back with a headshot with Young. Yell goes charging through, and it's SK on the kill feed. 2 players left for Luminosity. They shouldn't have a chance in hell. But Cello's got his way into the lower of A, and he's got the Deagle still. M4 now in hand, 2 targets there, both of which survive as SK find 12 rounds to the board. A substantial 11-point lead.
Yeah, and this is unbelievable. They're just so good. Everything they're doing is working. It's just becoming easier and easier. And obviously, at a certain point, it does become a confidence game. Where the game starts out, everybody's hyped up. They're in their own camps, telling each other they're the greatest player to ever do it. They're going to come into this game. They're better than Cole. They're better than Fallen. They're telling Yell he's going to out-op everybody. And then they come into the server. They play a few rounds. Reality sets in. They get out-op. They get clutched on. They get entry'd. Coldzera gets 4Ks, and they're like, oh, right.
This is the best team in the world.
Yeah.
Collection of grenades is thrown out towards the platform. We had seen PKL with some success up close here, but he gets peeked on by Fallen. SK, in comparison to the last round, really changing up the speed here.
Still got a bunch of utility, and it's really tough for Luminosity, who have a single flat or single Molotov on the other side of the map. Taco on the corner of a smoke is going to look for a fight. It's actually Showtime to get initiated by a flash. Once Taco dodged that flash, he knew that somebody was going to peek off of it, but was unable to win that duel.
So Luminosity showing some shinings of teamwork, but Fur's been able to creep his way in. Yell is quickly executed with a bullet to the brain, and then Fur doubles down for another. Phelps finding Cello, opens up that A site, bombs in tow, and while Nekaz holds off on the lurk, it is going to be the 1v3. Seeing as there's only a single round left to play here, I'd imagine he wants to save. But SK, with nothing to lose, will hunt.
And that's really why drop is the middle of the map, because you can go, first of all, you can go A or B from there, and it's super difficult to control, but yet people fight for it for that reason. And because Fur was able to sneak out, he was able to kill one person coming out of that site, have information on another one, realize that there was going to be a door guy, take an uncommon angle on him, and then be able to say, okay, my teammates can come A even though he hasn't even entered the site, and that's the value of it. Controlling rotator spots can be invaluable sometimes. That guy's going to be up here, and we'll probably have someone to peek him. Yeah, Fur just comes out pre-firing right away. Fully expecting. This is the second time that Yell dies here. Look how Fur takes this fight. He knows that it's coming. very patient.
Reads Showtime like a book.
A short one, a picture book.
Yeah. No reading at all.
No, didn't even read them. Just looked at them. Looked through them.
See if Luminosity can double their scoreline here in the 15th round of this first half. Welcome to the Pro League.
Important to throw that smoke off the corner of the box where he threw it, because it'll go too wide into long B and leave a crack. Just geometry.
Not again.
I don't think it was PKL last time though, right?
No,
it was
Showtime.
it was Showtime. Okay.
But the fact that they haven't done it for a while, and then the moment there's a player back in that position, you know, assuming that somebody would be in.
Oh my. Was that necessary? Are they just being extra?
I mean, did they even take a break? All this new stuff from SK, the tricks of the trade.
Oh.
Fully blind.
It's a flick, dude.
Easy. Cold Sarah, he's in drop down. He gets denied. Nekas from above will topple at least another SK player. But it's Taco who looks to go barreling into the bomb site. Does get the entry thanks to the flash. Fallen finds Yell. Taco sprays for PKL, and that leaves it all on Nekas. He too denied as SK take 14. Now, you're all going to have to come back after a very short break in order to see what could be a very short second half. But only time will tell. So we'll see you guys shortly. This is the ESL Pro League. We'll be right back. Welcome back, folks. It was a very convincing first half here from SK. 14-1, the scoreline. There were some glimmers of hope, I would say, for Luminosity, but those glimmers were very quickly rubbed out.
It started early. In the first few rounds, there was the ace from Fall in the 1v2, the Mac-10, the low HP play that he made. Cold Zera coming up the A site when they had, I think, a 3v5 and was able to get 4 kills. It wasn't a clutch, but it was still an amazing performance. And then beyond that, those were the last 2 opportunities on rifle rounds where they had the opportunity to stop the money early on, maybe force SK to go onto a save, and it was just a slaughter after that. So
yeah, I feel like very similar. What?
Cold Zera, 140 ADR.
Makes it look easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if there's anything to praise from Luminosity, it's that everybody's putting up kills.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, again, I think there were some chances there for Luminosity that definitely slipped away from them. But I think that those are the moments where the experience and the yeah, just experience of SK is going to shine through. Like when you put them into a 3 versus 3 and it's in those min-round situations, they're going to have the confidence and they're going to have the ability to swing those moments back into their favor. I mean, I feel like I didn't see a single round where Luminosity were playing from inside drop down. Never did they try to block off that initial play from SK. How many times were SK afforded all of that space to use their Molotovs, to use the smoke grenades, and then to throw Fur down below and allow for him to just go to town? I mean, multiple rounds he was able to split into the B site. If he wasn't going into B, he was lurking and cracking open A. It was just convincing through and through, as I'd say we would have expected. But it's not over yet, Wonders. There's still hope.
It kind of is.
You think so?
No, it's not over yet. It's not over just yet. Not literally at this moment.
Okay. Figuratively?
We'll not go there.
Gotcha. 14-1 is the score.
Oop. If he gets killed, I'm going to feel so bad for him.
Single smoke, double flash for LG. They've got the flank in check. They've got their forces up on A.
They're like, Fallen was peeking this, but maybe he's also flanking.
You just never know.
You never know. You can never be too safe with Fallen.
Fallen could get caught in the open here. But no, he'll fall back. So safety has been found. We hit that minute mark. Bomb's been able to creep its way up A, but I can't help but feel like Fallen has an understanding of this situation.
Yeah. And there isn't anything more special that they can do at this point. Opportunity to get a kill early on, long range, they give that up. So now you just kind of set up 2-3, very simple stuff. And it's actually more towards B, so Nekaz is pulling this rotate. They've all got to go move in soon. I'd actually make them do that now. Yeah, the rotate's going to be out. He's getting 3 kills. He's going to get 3. Wow! Holy smokes, that had to be a headshot, too.
We'll see if Cold and Fallen can hold things off. They do have the cross currently set as the bomb comes in. Fallen revealed and dealt with as Nekaz takes another. They wanted to sell the B fake, but instead, he just single-handedly takes the bomb site.
They just took both sites.
Yep.
Yeah, this is sick. So his job is done here. 1 kill, entry on the site, that's going to pull the rotate as far as he can get it. And then, you know, all 3, it's like, there's even the threat that they come back to be in that situation.
I think what's really sick about that second and third kill is that at no point was he pre-aiming where the player peaked. Both of them were responsive flick shots, and that just goes to show his aim is crisp. I'm impressed.
You can tell. What are the odds they get eco'd? Or force-upped, if you'd like to call it that.
I don't want to jinx them, so I'll just let SK try their best. Molotov to burn the man out. Flatlined by Nekaz AK. And that leaves 3 players for SK.
Yeah, and this is all you want to use your grenades for, is clearing out spots early on. Trying to get as much free damage, free kills, free information as possible. Then hold on to it after any smokes dissipate. All these really hard to clear close angles, so eliminate threats that way. And then group up, hit a site. I really wouldn't take much longer than this. Posting on things at this point becomes a liability. Someone peeks out with a deagle, gets a kill, your whole team gets shook, and then everything just falls apart. I've seen it happen too many times. Door smoke from Yell, and simple flash as he leads backwards into A. Doesn't even need to sell too much of a fake. Really doesn't matter if SK go and stack, they should win. Or at least like that's the mentality.
Taco's still sitting to the back of the A site. Maybe could find one. Shot goes wide. And his noggin is now popped.
Super clean.
Yeah, I was going to say what could be a flawless conversion point. Showtime finds Fallen, and Cold Zero will find nothing.
Definitely well done, and it'll be SK to go back to the drawing board on the full eco. Kind of curious. This is, you know, if people run out of eco strats, which is very common. Even at the pro level, people run out of things to do on eco rounds, and sometimes there are just so many in one game you just don't know what to do. So it's always cool to pay attention to other teams, not even just the best team in the world like SK, but just any top team in general, just to get new ideas, because there aren't really like golden strats on rounds where you don't have any pist or any armor at all, but you always want to be doing something as opposed to go dead silent, say like just fan out across the map or not say anything at all and let your teammate do whatever they want. So one flash, a group up, a couple of nades on people who have too much money, a smoke to try to reroute the terrorists into the other site. Something simple like that, whatever you can do.
SK gonna have to hold off on the buys for now. Gonna take another round on the chin. Allow Luminosity into 4. As Coldzera's caught in the cross. And that was the only man on the B side, so that bomb could very quickly join forces. CT's realizing this opportunity, just decide to charge. Nobody's able to find kills just yet, despite Showtime on 4 points of health. It's for that reason that both Taco and Phelps wait for their frag, but he's afforded a bit of movement. He gets away to safety.
He's still standing here. He can die.
And he does. So, something given away.
Yeah, there's, you know, just little things. You don't want to die if you don't have to. He spent all that effort just trying to stay behind that wall, have his teammates throw Molotovs to assist him out just so he could save that AK and armor, and then ends up taking the fight on those 2 guys as well. It's like, why do that? Why not just hide behind the rock, let your teammate take the fight? The ADR is not worth the death. The rebuy is a huge expense.
It's all about them stats.
Incorrect.
Purchase from SK Gaming features the AWP on Fallen, a FAMAS on Coldzera, and a stark lack of utility.
Yeah, they've actually got no kits either. Tough times. Actually surprised they got an op out of this round. Even, that's pretty good.
We'll see if it has any impact in the outcome.
So it's what a team will do when they get too scared is they'll use too much utility in their default, and then when it comes time to execute, not have much remaining here. They still have 3 smokes, so it's clear they probably want to use them all at the same time. And are congregating towards B. I think this is great. All you need to do now, group for long, you have control of it, you're posted with an op, you throw a couple of smokes to section out rotators, and then you hit it together with 1 or 2 flashes. Simple. Molly out the spots that are necessary.
Although one of those rotators, Coldzera, is already inside the bomb site, so he could be within the smokes themselves. Flash does not connect. The shot of Yell certainly does. And now Phelps fully blinds the next to fall. Cole taking 3, though.
What?
Double headshot off the FAMAS, back to the man advantage. It's LG down to 1 as Showtime's all that's left. Bomb drop, 15 seconds, and he's done. SK 15-4, all thanks to Coldzera.
Where is the second headshot? Okay. Yeah. Oh, man.
That spray control's disturbing. With a FAMAS nonetheless.
FAMAS, 25, that was all his bullets, like. Wow, 25 bullets, 3 kills. Worst gun on the server, half armor, no nades, and he ends up just heroing the round. And it was just played really well by Luminosity. They just quite simply did not trade that 1 kill. I don't even think it was dumb for them to all jump out like that.
Nekus jumps into the fire and the flames. Phelps burns him to a crisp, but Cello's crept his way forward. He'll find the head of Taco. Phelps still inside the smokes, flashes his way through, finds another frag, and they're all blind! SK with big plays time and time again. It's only Showtime. He's down for the count, and as is Luminosity. The